Want to treat your partner, friend, or maybe yourself this Valentine's Day? Here at HeadStuff, we love to help people who love podcasts enhance their love of podcasts with the gift of a HeadStuff Plus membership. This year, get your Valentine the gift of podcasts with a 6 or 12-month HeadStuff Plus membership. They'll get bonus content from all their favourite HeadStuff shows, ad-free listening, and so much more. Go to headstuffpodcast.com/love and use the code LOVE for 10% off your gift. Offer runs until the 17th of February.
The Jack Welch Management Institute at Strayer University helps you go from, I know the way, to I've arrived with our top 10 ranked online MBA. Gain skills you can learn today and apply tomorrow. Get ready to go from make it happen to made it happen and keep striving. Visit strayer.edu/Jack Welch MBA to learn more. Strayer University is certified to operate in Virginia by Chev and has many campuses, including at 2121 15th Street North in Arlington, Virginia.
This show is part of the HeadStuff Podcast Network.
Lovely stuff.
Hello there, and welcome to the lovely show.
You're all set for Friday, aren't you?
Oh, I am buzzing.
Yeah, I'd say yeah.
When this episode comes out, I will be stepping into a beautiful, beautiful suit supplied by Louis Copeland.
The very man.
A lovely velvety. It looks like it's made from like the skin of a gorgeous muppet.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Have you a rough figure? Price tag?
Oh, I have a beautiful figure. I have a beautiful figure.
Oh,
Justine.
that PT is paid off now. Paid off. It'll be worth all the hard work.
I've been busy writing jokes this week.
Is there an IFTA's theme tune? I was going to do the late one there for it, but I don't think that's
it's quite forgettable. It kind of goes,
okay.
But they said I can come on to whatever music I want.
Oh.
So now I'm really stressing over what to pick.
Good God, that's tough.
I'm thinking, diddling ding ding diddling ding ding diddling ding ding. Stop the world and let me off.
Yeah, that's literally what I think would be great.
I know, that starts with it sounds like a tube played out of an arsehole.
Yeah.
Like if you stuck a tube up a man's arse.
And I think there's no better way.
Let me off.
There's no better way to start the IFTAs than with that.
So I don't know what to pick.
God, that would
because it's kind of like your world, your wrestling.
That's
music.
exactly it. You have to show the world this is me.
This is the big show.
I'm
going to come out and do that thing. Where he puts an X over his penis.
He does. Yeah. Praise for it.
Praise be to
Praise
God.
for it, little praise for it.
So I'm fretting over that. I don't know what to pick.
Oh, that would ruin me. I would lose sleep over that.
Yeah.
Because there's so many options. Sometimes I think about if I did like an hour show, what would my walk-off song be? Because that's like you leave them on a note of like, wasn't this a really lovely, inspiring, funny hour we had?
Maybe The Drugs Don't Work by, what was that band? The Verve.
Yeah.
Something really sad. Something really depressing.
That would be very me. But I was thinking about some obviously good-looking woman.
See the child with the golden hair and eyes that show the emptiness inside.
Yeah. Let them leave thinking about what they're... Because the way Mary Walliper's walk on to good-looking woman.
Oh, that's
Joe
beautiful.
Which is
yeah,
gorgeous.
Yeah.
And that would
that's
be
what you would have picked.
Yeah. And we're not going to step on their toes.
No.
No, I'm not going to do
Their
that.
big hairy toes.
No, they're not going near them.
Mary Walliper's, I'd say, probably have the hairiest feet in pop music.
We'll do a poll.
How was this week for you?
Wild. I'm flat out.
Why?
Well, I'm in RTL this week. I'm on with the lovely Laura Fox on the radio.
All
I'm
week?
in there. I'm all week with her. No, not for the whole show. I'm in doing segments with her.
She's the fox, you're the hare.
Exactly that. Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
more of a badger.
I'll tell you something, Kevin.
Man,
it's
if you
funny.
and Laura got a double show, welcome back to FM, Fox and the Badger. How are you getting on?
It's very complicated for me when it comes to badgers, Kevin. I'm glad you brought it up, okay? Because I do think it's a very funny animal name, and I think they're very funny in theory. But let me tell you, for the farming communities, badgers can ruin your whole career, okay? Because if you get a badger, okay, it can infect you with TB, and if one cow is gone, your whole herd is taken out.
Why would you have sex with a badger, though?
We talked about this before. I feel like I went on a rant about badgers before.
Do you know what I found out recently? I saw a clip of Vinnie Jones. Vinnie Jones is running a farm at the moment.
Vinny's taken after another fella,
out
Clarkson.
of Clarkson. They're all doing it now, probably for just to avoid inheritance.
Who would I
tax.
love to see in Ireland do it? Go on.
But listen, oh yeah, that's a good. Who would you like to see? Donny O'Donnell, I could like to see him.
You want someone
sculling
who would be
a calf.
very,
Or have to artificially inseminate this cow now. Oh
Why?
God, have to buy your dinner first. And he puts on the big glove that goes up to your shoulder. Oh God, this is unfamiliar territory for me.
Mary from Dunlow here with my big glove on. He'd be a good one. Francis Brennan, who does the houses.
I like the idea of him throwing the glove out to the audience after gigs. Who wants it? Come on, ladies, go mad.
You want someone, who'd be very out of their depth doing it.
I could definitely see the two boys.
Edward.
No, I was going to say James Kavanagh.
Oh, yeah.
his husband.
That could definitely be a series.
It could be like a Simple Life kind of thing.
Yeah.
Paris Hilton.
Do you know what? I think they have a podcast kind of, not about
They
farming
do,
now,
well,
but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
it's a play on
they
the Simple
kind
Life.
of have doing a Simple Life thing, but go full on.
Go on,
I
go
want
all
to see
in.
you. I want to see you getting in the muck,
Mattress make.
putting pour on bullocks. Mattress make be good.
Mattress make.
But no, so
Vinnie
Vinnie
Jones.
Jones was hosting this now show, and he was like, "There's a fucking hedgehog." And he stops the car, gets out and finds a dead hedgehog on the road. He's like, "This is the first fucking hedgehog I've seen in years. Where's all the hedgehogs gone?" And he was mad about lack of hedgehogs. And to be honest, I haven't seen a hedgehog in years.
Well, I saw one a month ago. They're
Did you?
still around. It was in the garden at home, and he was just crawling along.
How was he getting on?
But he was lonely. He was on
Well,
his
as a
own.
kid, I saw hedgehogs everywhere. Like they used to get tangled up in the football nets at school,
Ah, stop.
and we used to have to rescue them.
They're
But,
gorgeous little things.
He was like, "Where do I get a hedgehog? We need to reintroduce them." And they went to a hedgehog like sanctuary or something, and he was fucking raging. And he's like, "Where are all the hedgehogs gone?" And you want to say, unfortunately, badgers.
Badgers are the problem.
Badgers are bastards, and badgers will just they don't mind the spikes at all. They'll just rip them open and eat them
They're
like a
little
kebab.
fuckers, those badgers.
Yeah.
They are. And again, they're an endangered species. You can get bloody years in jail if you fucking kill one.
What,
if
a
you
badger?
A badger.
No way.
I swear to Jesus, up
But
to 10 years.
They have culls though. They have.
And you can't go near the cull. If you go near the cull, you're fucked as a farmer. They'll imprison you. And you get a
But
fine.
can you not get like a certificate from the government to go be a colour, a badger man?
No. Again, what you'd have to do now, I'm not encouraging it, Kevin, but you'd have to pay off a man to take care of your badgers for you. But that
Like a
man,
hitman?
But he'd want to be tight-lipped.
Like a sort of Day of the Jackal thing. The lad's a mile away with a fucking sniper rifle.
That's what you'd have to get, because otherwise the guards would be all over you and you're fucked as a farmer. And here's the problem, because it's happened at home where a whole farmer's herd is gone.
Yeah.
And what happens is in the locality, that can spread to other farms, and other farmers can be absolutely, wrote off as well. But sometimes they can get lucky and they don't. And what happens is in a lovely area, you'll have a load of different farmers donating parts of their herd all to make up a new herd for the farmer, because that's your whole life gone.
That's nice.
These
for farmers.
fucking badgers, I swear, Kevin, now.
Well, we're not going to be getting sponsorship from the ISPCA anytime soon. Justine's fucking rant on badgers.
No, well, we could, because we want to protect the bloody hedgehogs.
This is worse than Kanye's rant. Fuck badgers. I don't care. I said it.
I'm going to let Beyonce finish. But another thing about badgers.
Did you see some of Kanye's tweets?
No, I haven't.
So Kanye went on a big rant after
Again?
He accused Elon Musk of stealing his Nazi swag.
Oh,
imagine seeing someone do like a fucking Sieg Heil. What do you call it? The Nazi
I
salute.
don't even know.
And just be like, "Hey, quit copying my moves." So he said some mad stuff. So he was going on. He was giving out about his people giving out about his wife not wearing any clothes to the event.
Yeah.
And he, people are saying, and the Japanese, we talked about this last week, the Japanese pulled his gigs.
Yeah.
Because
rightly
they
so.
said, this is coercive control.
Yeah.
To just stand by your naked wife. It seems like you're in a position of power.
Mm-hmm.
So to crush
Double down on that.
these rumors, he said, "I have dominion over my wife."
Oh.
This ain't no woke as feminist shit. She's with a billionaire. Why would she listen to any of you dumbass broke bitches? People say the red carpet. Look, was her decision. Yes, I don't make her do nothing. She doesn't want to, but she definitely... And then he just kind of trails off. Next up, he says, I'm a racist.
Oh my God.
Stereotypes exist. God, I hope nobody like isolates this clip and says, here's what Kevin McGarren said. Stereotypes exist. Now, this is me quoting Kanye.
Yes.
Stereotypes exist for a reason, and they all be true.
Oh my God.
I'm never apologizing for my Jewish comments. I can say whatever the fuck I want to say forever. I'm buying 2. I think he means to say machetes. Oh no,
he needs to be shut down. Take the Twitter off him.
Then, and I mean, people he's probably thinking maybe I'm not being clear enough. Because then he just said, I'm a Nazi. I love Hitler. What now, bitches? So that's fairly clear.
Yeah.
I mean, when you say, I love Hitler. Oh, Lord. So yeah, he's in a bit of hot water there. I think the man's not well.
I don't think he's well. And I don't think he's been well for a while.
No. Probably true. We probably should check up on him.
Downward spiral. And
but the Americans all take too many medicines.
They do.
What do you take now if you're sick? I'd say in your medicine cabinet, you have Sudocrem.
I do.
You have an old bottle of Lucozade.
Yeah.
And maybe some like child's Calpol.
No, they don't do the good stuff anymore. It's rotten now, the Calpol. Nurofen. I'd be big on the Nurofen.
Oh, Nurofen, yeah. And the fizzies for when you're hungover.
I rarely do that. I'm like, look, if I've done this to myself, I'm going to stick it out. I need
so you have a very Catholic approach.
I do.
To hangovers.
With a hangover, I do. I deserve this. Yeah. I have to go hard on it, like.
I do love the fizzies now, but yeah, I do notice like Americans have, when you watch the ads, especially.
When you're in America, the ads that come up are all for different medicines.
Have you recently banged your toe? You need to buy Tozentamec. Side effects includes losing of your toe.
Yeah. No. Whenever you're in America and the ads come on, the like terms and conditions thing, that goes on for like 2 minutes after any medical ad because the amount of possible side effects are unhinged.
Yeah. Taking too much tablets, lads. These are taking too much tablets.
And they're not cheap in America. You're fucked, like.
Just to drink a good glass of water every day and go for a walk.
Do you know what I learned? 7-Up, the reason why it was a big thing in Ireland for curing us, it used to have lithium in it.
No way.
So it'd actually make you go a bit mental. And you wouldn't
7-Up used to have lithium
in it. Yeah.
Great song by Nirvana, by the way. And they're good for batteries, Nirvana and 7-Up. Lithium's having a moment.
Lithium's having a comeback. It's not in the 7-Up free though. That's where you won't find it. But that's it. You'd go a bit mad and you'd be not thinking about your pain anymore.
Well, I suppose didn't Coca-Cola had cocaine in it at one point?
Yeah.
Get them back.
Get them all back.
Get them back.
In the mix.
Just put them up high on a shelf so a child can
I want to know what was in Finch's. There had to be something in the orange one now, I'm thinking. Finch's is gone, isn't it?
Finch's, haven't seen them in a while. Cavan Cola was a great one as well.
Yeah. What was in it?
Just sugar and just whatever makes children
ketamine.
Wild. Probably a bit of ketamine. No,
it was
more speed. It was more speed. Yeah. So that's the crack.
Yeah.
Did you watch Boyzone's documentary?
I did, yeah. And now, look, I'll be honest with you, Kevin, right? They were before my time. I was Westlife and I still am diehard all the way, okay?
He's sicking me.
No, I absolutely, I love them. But
so this was kind of all new to you, was it?
Yeah, they were before my time, and there is a huge difference when you see, because clearly this was the first bloody patient fucking zero for Louis Walsh of how to do a boy band. And God love them, they took the brunt of it. And then Westlife were far more equipped of how to be, in the media and able to go along with things. But my God, I have 2 big takeaways from it.
You always have 2 big takeaways every Friday night.
Bang, bang, baby. My first and foremost one is, I honestly, Mikey Graham, my heart goes out.
My heart broke for him.
My heart broke for him. And I'll tell you something. The pictures of all of them and all the shots when they were younger and when they were on the scene, he would have been the one I would have fancied.
Really?
Would have been obsessed. And even though you see that motor, he's talking and those posters for all the guys' faces, and then the odd time I might see one for me. I'm like, Mikey, no!
I know. Yeah, he was breaking me poor heart there, Mikey.
Fucking
I felt bad every time I talked about, and I've talked about Fatal Deviation at length.
Yeah.
To anyone who listens.
Yeah.
I've gone on at least 3 podcasts talking about Fatal Deviation. Yeah. I felt bad every time I slagged off Mikey.
I know.
Seems like a nice guy.
And he was in Marcus's documentary.
I thought, what?
He was the producer that Marcus went to at the end.
Oh, holy moly! I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I thought you said he was a Marxist.
No.
He was a Marxist, apparently. He was at the end of the Marcus documentary.
Yeah.
It's one of our favorite things in the world. It's a documentary called Marcus. It was made by RT in the late 90s.
I think it's early 2000s.
Early noughties, maybe.
Yeah.
But so if you type in Marcus Part 1, it's the second video that comes up after the ad. Marcus Part 1 of 5 posted by Icarus Ithaca. And it's a documentary about a lad from Dundalk who wanted to be a pop star. Mm-hmm. He looked like kind of like a gawky lad if he got the Eminem haircut.
That's exactly. I was like, Eminem was the reference point I had. Yeah.
And he's a lad
bit like Enoch Burke if he dressed up as Eminem for.
Oh, holy moly! That's a really good description. Enoch Burke dressed up as Eminem for Stars in Your Eyes. And it's an amazing documentary, kind of about delusion.
And confidence.
But this guy trying to release
3 albums.
self-release 3 albums at once, and it's totally bankrolled by a member of his self-help group.
Yeah, we won't name them.
No. But it's an amazing documentary. But Mikey Graham shows up at the end as his like consultant producer kind of thing.
There you go.
But one of the most shocking moments in the Boyzone doc is when and it's a heartbreaking moment.
I know it has to be.
They're talking about Stephen Gately, who we tragically lost at such a young age, due to a heart condition or a heart murmur or something. But they talked about the pain and the fear that he went through being a gay man in Ireland in the mid-90s, 2 years after it was decriminalised. When it wasn't cool like now, it was a scary thing to be. And Stephen was wrought with absolute fear and anxiety of being outed against his will. Will it destroy the band? Will it destroy the career? How are people going to react? How the Irish people react?
His family,
and everything. And then eventually, and there was obviously Louis Walsh was leaking stories, both true and mostly false to the press. And then a story gets leaked by somebody, and they have the newspaper, and they hand it to Ronan Keating, and the man starts fucking crying straight away. He goes, "Oh, Jesus Christ." And he's looking at it. He can't even touch it. And he's crying at the loss of his friend. And then it cuts to, he was like, it wasn't his choice. It wasn't his fucking choice.
It was forced him.
It shows Stephen Gately's sister getting handed the newspaper. She's bawling her eyes out. Then it cuts to Louis Walsh getting handed. And he goes, "Oh, you've got it. Oh, great. Oh, wow, there it is. Yeah, there it is there." And he goes, "Oh, made the front page. He's fucking giddy. He's giddy.
It's vile,
and like,
to be honest.
it's like he just...
he's vile.
The contrast of those two people, Ronan and his sister, with Louis Walsh is staggering.
But I think there's a lot of people that were a bit shocked online by, not that moment, because that moment is in a league of its own of how fucking horrific it is, but people a bit surprised that Louis Walsh is like this. And I'm like, I don't know any other instance in my life where I haven't seen him portrayed to be this type of person. I think he is a very, very bad person.
My granny always said, "You get the face you deserve." And
it's glorious.
You get the face. I remember there was in the book, I think it was The Twits by Roald Dahl.
Oh yeah.
And I think it was The Twits. It might be a different book, but they talked about how mean people get mean faces and nice people get nice faces. And Louis Walsh now looks like either Podge from Podge and Rog, or I think he looks like a disgraced nun.
Yeah.
Like a nun who was caught and was kicked out of the nunnery.
Yeah.
He's got these little round pudgy cheeks and a wild shock of hair. He just looks like a disgraced nun to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. It's Podge and Rog combined with a
Podge
nun.
and Rog with a bowled nun.
With a bowled nun. That is a glorious line I'm going to continue using. You get the face you deserve.
But all in all, I have a lot more respect for Boyzone after watching it. I thought they all came across quite well.
I had lovely takeaway moments of like, Keith and Shane, you were a pair of rascals.
fucking
You
boils.
were enough of the crack.
Yeah.
Going off having pints.
I love, like, yeah, there's a bit in the documentary.
Oh.
There's a bit in the documentary where like they're playing gigs, I think in Japan.
It was
or something.
Japan, yeah.
And so they're all working their bollocks off. Keith and Shane go on the fucking beer.
Oh,
And
dude.
like they've got these dance moves learned down. The band has a dance routine, and they've got like they know when to sing. And the boys in the background are just like if you're two single cousins like jumped up on the stage at a wedding band,
Yeah.
and they're just like dancing. Hey, I've got a picture of you and my man.
But they're also you can see Ronan looking at them like and trying to laugh for
You
the
can see
audience.
Ronan's
He's
like,
absolutely
what the
livid.
fuck is that?
But see, this is the thing. I really my biggest takeaway is still poor Mikey.
Poor Mikey.
Fucking Graham. And clearly he was struggling a lot mentally. That Shane touches on it at a point to be like, mental health wasn't something lads would ever talk about.
You didn't
But
ask your friend, are you
didn't
doing
fucking-
okay?
Like it. And he was like, there was 6 years there where I just ignored. Like, it's wild, the things that I'm like, I just want to meet him and give him a hug. And it's
Yeah.
sad to me that he still didn't even meet up with him. Like, clearly this is something that, and it,
Really raw.
it's raw as fuck.
But also he talked about at one point, it's like, Lou Washington to speak to me for 6 years.
yeah.
I was like, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be complaining about that. Hi, Mikey. Hey, Jing. God, he's a disgrace to Mayo.
Completely. He is, truly. But thankfully, I don't think people, like, his accent doesn't lead you to believe he's from there.
No.
So it could be worse for the people of Mayo.
Yeah. But great documentary. You should check it out, guys.
Yeah, you should. But I'd still recommend the music of Westlife over them.
Get the fuck out of here.
Come on now. Flying Without Wings.
No. And I
Bop,
do
baby.
love how it was nice to actually hear them talk about the first appearance on the Late Late Show. So we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Shane's reaction when Tuberty whipped out the clip and he told him to shove it up his arse.
But it's so funny in that documentary. He's like, most people have a love-hate relationship, but I have just a fucking hate relationship. I hate it. Oh.
Do you know who's really cool in it? Fucking Keith.
Keith is
Yeah.
Keith is just, you could have pints with him all
Keith is
night. He'd
fucking
be the
cool,
absolute
man. I would
crack.
love to go. Keith,
Like,
if Keith's listening, man, I'd love to go for pints with him.
absolutely. I was in a movie with him. You were in that movie too, right?
Which
Poster
one?
Boys.
I wasn't.
Oh, you were in
no.
the Poster Boys. Oh, fuck. Why were you there? We
I
were
was
all
at.
at
I was invited to the
you're at
premiere.
premiere, right?
I think I was offered to be and I couldn't do it.
Oh, yes. But I wasn't in any scenes with him, but I would love to go for pints with him. And equally, you remember, like, Peter McGann did a wonderful video about his ad for Fireline, and he shared it. He was loving it.
Yeah.
I'd say he'd absolutely be up for the crack.
To show, even if somebody takes the piss out of you in Ireland and you can show that you're having
you're
a laugh with
yeah.
it, immediately
You're
you
onto a winner.
get cool marks straight away.
Completely.
Lovely stuff.
I got a news story for here. I thought it might interest you. Japanese tech company offers hangover leave to attract workers. A Japanese tech company lets workers drink on the job and offers hangover leave. The unusual recruiting strategy is to lure Gen Z workers. And there's
Good
been zero
Lord.
turnover despite very low salaries.
You see, this is the thing. Okay, so they haven't had a lot of people leave, even though the salary's shite.
Zero turnover does not mean like they haven't made any money.
I thought it meant turnover of staff.
Oh, right. Maybe that means that.
That's what I'd be thinking now reading
I don't know,
that.
like business terms.
Turnover, you could have it for salary or staff.
So it's willing to let your hangover slide, this company. In fact, it will even let you take some time off to gobble aspirin and chug Alka-Seltzer.
It's not going to...
Man, I'd be getting on a fucking bus to Osaka in the morning.
Do you know what it is, Kevin? I'm going to take those sick
Drink on
leave
the job.
days anyway. I'm going to take those days anyway. Whether I tell you it's a hangover or not, I'm taking them.
Yeah, but you also get to drink on the job. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, well, I do that most days, eh?
Luckily, you have a job that it's very hard to tell if Justine's drunk or not.
I'm steaming now, and you wouldn't know it by me.
No, the company says it has no turnover in the past 3 years,
There you
despite not paying much more than the minimum wage.
Yeah.
So that means they're not making any money, Justine.
But it's true. Oh, no, they just said it there. They said the word staff, right?
No, listen to me.
Go on. I'm
It said
listening.
it has no turnover in the past 3 years, despite not paying much more than the minimum wage.
Yes.
So they're paying fuck all, and they're still making no money.
No. I think they're saying we haven't lost any staff despite only offering you more than the minimum wage.
I don't know if you know more about business than me, and Justine. Please
I
ring
think
in.
I'm possibly
So
right
yeah,
here.
they can saunter in at noon and not face any repercussions.
But morale goes a long way. I know from previous jobs that it ruins
a half-cut worker is a happy worker, Justine.
That's it.
I'd like to, if I have an office building, I'm putting that. A half-cut worker is a happy worker. A happy worker gives happy customers.
It's exactly that. Like morale, you can't put a price on that. I'd rather be
Have another go there.
I'd rather be being paid less, but having good mental health than be paid a shit ton and be absolutely miserable.
My first job was in a mart. I was like 13 years old. I was in first year. And it was the highest paid job I had for 10 years.
Wow.
After it. I was getting paid like £75 a day or euro a day. I can't remember which. It was probably around the time of the euro conversion. But I was spraying tires. I was chasing cattle. I was gluing stickers to the backs of cows, which not as a hobby, like that's what you had to do in the mart.
Yeah.
So it was a rough kind of job and you were smelling like shit, but the money was unreal. And then my next job after was very low pay in a tractor parts shop, but I got on so well. The lads in the office, my boss was hilarious, and I got on really well with all the lads in the shop, and I was happy to work for half the money.
There you go, yeah.
Because it was better crack.
It honestly makes such a fucking difference. Like if you're happy there, like I don't know how businesses don't really. Well, obviously Japan is ahead of the curve here, that it's realising the way forward is let them be merry.
Let them be merry.
Yeah, and they'll be merry workers.
So it wouldn't tempt you to go to Japan.
I mean, I'm going to take those.
You'd be quite exotic in Japan.
I tell you, when I was in South
They probably
Korea,
think you look like Maureen O'Hara.
When I was in South Korea, they were shook. They were like they're not used to seeing pale people with red hair.
And you're very pale.
I'm very pale. I'm very pale. So they were taking pictures with me. They thought I was some kind of mermaid.
Some sort of Jim Fitzpatrick drawing.
It was wild. Yeah. And I was with like two other Irish people that were then pretending to them. They're like, oh yeah, we're in Fair City. It's actually this huge show in Ireland. And they were like, we will look up. Because their reference point was the movie Once. It had like won an Oscar, I think. It must have been about 2 years before that.
Yeah, it was big.
It was big. So they were obsessed with that. But they loved that we were, but you could buy bottles of fake pale there. That was what was wild to me. Like, on this side of the world, we were getting fake tan and they wanted to be paler. I was like, I'm in the wrong.
Different. In India, to be seen as tanned is to be seen as like, oh, you're working out in the fields. Yeah. Whereas to be seen as pale, you're like royalty.
See, this is the thing, I'm in the wrong country.
You'd be a queen. You'd be the Queen of Sheba.
Absolutely. I'm in the wrong country. I need to move.
Instead of the Queen of Sheep.
Well, Sheba here is a collie dog on a farm in my mind.
That's true.
There's always a Sheba. He's a black and white
Sheba.
Collie.
Sheba. Come over there, Sheba.
Gorgeous dog. Gorgeous dog.
I had a message from somebody actually.
Oh, really?
Who asked me, from a listener who said, where can I find the video of the Cavan lad filming a man wanking while driving, saying, look at this boy here humming the job. And he said,
was that a video?
It was a video. Yeah, it was like a phone video. So he said, I've looked for it online and now my internet search history needs to be destroyed.
Yeah.
To be honest, man, I looked for it myself and I haven't a clue.
Yeah. I know, there's so many early things from the internet that I'm like, God, is it gone forever?
If it wasn't put up on YouTube, it's lost in the ether.
Forever.
I think this was like a
Bebo flashbox nearly.
It was a Bebo flashback. Where's the fucking message from you, man? I'm getting messages from fake accounts going like,
I am.
You're real cute. Time. Why don't you message my real account?
Oh, I get them too. And then this fucking fake account, and I wasn't in a good form that day, and they were like, oh, just saw you on Tinder, haha. I was a girl like posing as the page, and I was like, I'm not on Tinder. And she replied, lol, follow my real account.
This one says, hi, sorry for messaging you on this account. I don't want my parents finding my main, lol. By the way, you're super cute. Haha. Message me on my private. Listen, Mia, if you want to entice me, don't start off by saying, I don't want my parents to know. Are you fucking joking me? Are you serious?
This episode is brought to you by Buffalo Trace Distillery. Powerful yet smooth. Contained but never tame. Proudly going their own way, but never going alone. This is the spirit inside Buffalo Trace Bourbon. Made at Buffalo Trace Distillery, the world's most award-winning distillery. Buffalo Trace is always perfectly untamed. Distilled, aged, and bottled by Buffalo Trace Distillery, Franklin County, Kentucky. 90 proof, 45% alcohol by volume. Learn more at buffalotracedistillery.com. Please drink responsibly.
Live from Radio City Music Hall, it's the SNL 50 Homecoming Concert featuring performances by Arcade Fire, the B-52, Backstreet Boys, Bad Bunny, Bonnie Raitt, Brittany Howard, Brandi Carlile, Chris Martin, Dave Grohl, David Byrne, Devo, Eddie Vedder, Jack White, Jelly Roll, Lady Gaga, Miley Cyrus, Mumford & Sons, Post Malone, The Roots, and more. Celebrating 50 years of SNL music. February 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Catch it live on Peacock.
Lovely stuff.
Tell me this. You went on a state-funded holiday there recently.
Don't talk to me, Kevin.
Why?
Don't be saying it like that. You were away in France looking at houses, you
No,
were.
you're fucking on the fucking
Don't you be
taxpayer. On
coming
the
at me.
taxpayer's
You were
dollar.
off looking at houses in France on the taxpayer.
Are you allowed to talk about it?
I am, surely, yeah.
Go on, talk about it. How'd you get on?
Oh, sure, it was great. They're intense. It's 3 days. Like, you're up at 6:30 every morning.
Are
You're
you allowed to tell
filming.
us if you got the cheap one or the
Oh, yeah,
expensive
it's
one?
aired. I was on the low road, Kevin.
You're
Broke
on the
me
low road.
fucking hard. Although, to be honest with you, it was.
I love how you just immediately go into fucking thick knobber man mode.
It wouldn't have suited me though, the high road. Do you know? Like, I would have been up in business class and they'd been like, "Are you lost? I think you're on the wrong seat. You smell like you're on the wrong seat."
Do
anyway.
they normally? Is there a thing where they tend to always give the lads the high road and the girls the low road?
You'd have to ask that now, wouldn't you? You'd have to ask questions. I wouldn't know the answers, Kevin, but it's interesting.
I can see why it would be funnier to give you the shitty holiday.
Well, I'll be honest. You know me. Like, I don't think fancy things suits me. I get guilty about it. I'd feel like it would be wasted on me. The only sad part was I only wanted the luxury to go on a business class flight, but because we went to Greece and it was short, we were on a Ryanair flight where there's no fucking business anyway. So the one part that I would have been sad
kick you
about,
onto the plane.
the one part I would have been sad about didn't even happen. So it was grand.
Yeah.
Because like the comparison was, Dara went on a yacht. And I went on a pirate ship. Of course, I would rather be on a fucking pirate ship. Chat up the pirate. He gave me a drink.
You were really like bordering on sexual harassment there with that pirate.
No, he totally blinked.
Just because he looks like
He
Johnny
blinked.
Depp doesn't mean that he's automatically a creep.
I checked in advance that he was cool with me and talked to you. I did. Of course,
There was an intimacy coordinator on
Oh,
set.
yeah.
Now, Justine is going to rub your leg now. Is that okay with you?
She's going to rub your peg leg. now.
That'd be fine with me. Rub your peg.
So that was
Justine's
fine.
going to sand your peg. Oh, I got a splinter there.
No, this is 7
Oh,
p.m.
it's just a little prick.
Oh, you pup. This is 7 p.m. on RTE, right? So it's all fairly tame because there was jokes even I made to him and he made back. And I was like, mate, this isn't going to see the light of day. All right. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but we're not going to get this
not
on
going
air.
to get that after Nationwide.
No. But the thing is as well, like there was aspects of like, I did an olive oil tasting, whereas Dara...
Sorry, we should explain this in case anyone outside of Ireland is listening.
Yeah.
So Justine was on a show. The concept of the show is they send two celebrities and it's called High Road, Low Road. So one of them gets to go on a really fancy, expensive holiday in a destination and the other one has to go from the cheap as chips one.
Yeah.
Justine pulled the wrong straw.
I did.
And you got the cheapest chips one.
I was in an 8-bed hostel.
An 8-bed hostel?
Yeah, the dorm. So that was that.
Where did you go? You were in Greece?
Greece. Thessaloniki. Lovely, very sunny. We were there last October and it was about 27 degrees.
Great
it was
musical.
Beautiful. Greece is the word. Grease Lightning, how are you? So we did karaoke on the night and obviously I sang Grease because
Very good.
Very on brand.
They were like, we've never heard this before. This is hilarious.
Yeah. I was shocked. I was like, surely. But so that was a bit of a sad moment where he got to go and do a wine tasting and I got to do olive oil tasting. Because that's just not right, Kevin.
Olive oil tasting.
Olive oil tasting. And there was a whole
But
process
it
to
wasn't
it.
even olive oil. It's probably vegetable oil.
I would have rather a balsamic because I don't fucking drink olive oil anyway.
I don't think anyone drinks olive oil.
Oh, well, they do in Greece allegedly.
Do they?
They'd have a glass.
Did they give you a little bit of bread or anything?
There was a palate cleanser of you could bite an apple.
That's not what...
No, wild.
It doesn't make drinking oil any better.
No. But the best part was the person doing the tour took the first one and she started choking. This was the tour guide. And that to me is hilarious.
The tour guide started choking?
On the very first one.
On oil, which is like essentially a lubricant.
Yeah.
How do you choke on a lube?
How do you choke on a lube? But they cut that from the show and I was like,
That's
they
the stuff
can't.
they should leave in.
They can't leave in stuff if it betrays in any way. Like, not that does betray it in a bad way, but if you're meant to be representing the country to be like a place to visit, because the tourist boards get involved. So they have kind of a duty to be like, we're not going to take the piss out of your destination either. Which is sad, because there's aspects of it where I don't think it would have been taking the piss too much, but there were just funny bits that you couldn't leave in.
And you were on with the Irish guy from The Chase.
Dara Ennis
from The Chase, who was a contestant, but was so smart that he made it up to the Chaser Lounge.
He eats Smarties.
He eats Smarties.
Because, what you eat. Oh, yeah, well.
All right.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a weird fact. It's like, he fucking was eating Smarties the whole time. The man's in his early 50s.
Well, he has bees, so they brought us to a beekeeping
He keeps
farm.
bees?
He keeps bees, so they
Do you want to hear the worst joke in the world?
Go on. Boobies.
I heard this joke from an actor called Stephen Jones. And I heard it, he told it to me on set. And I laughed so hard. But then I also heard him tell like 4 other people, and none of them laughed. I'll tell you what.
Can you tell me, and then can I guess the punchline? Let me see if I can get it.
No, you definitely can't.
Okay,
so this guy goes to a bee convention.
Right.
And he's a young lad, like he's eager.
Right.
And he's just started keeping bees.
Yeah.
Just into the game, man. He's fresh-faced, green horn,
Remember those days.
And he goes to this bee convention, and it's huge. Like, there's beekeepers from all over Ireland. It's there.
Yeah.
And a lot of big wigs in the beekeeping game. So he's a bit nervous. He's out of his depth, and he's there. He's trying to learn. And this old lad comes up to him smoking a fag, and he says, "How are you doing?" He's like, "Hi, how's it going?" And he goes, "You're into the bees, yeah?" And he goes, "Yeah, I am, yeah." How many bees do you have? He goes, "Oh, well, I'm just starting off. I'm probably not at your league now." He's kind of embarrassed,
Yeah.
And he's like, "How many bees do you have?" And he goes, "Oh, well, I just have like 100 bees." And he goes, "Yeah. What do you keep them in?" He goes, I've got two setups now, but I'm hoping to get like another hive going. I just have it at the back of the backyard, He goes, very good. Look, it's a good business, fair play to you for getting into it. A young lad like yourself, showing an interest in the bees, And your man said, how many bees do you have? And he goes, I have 10,000 bees.
Wow.
And he goes, wow, 10,000 bees. And where do you keep them? And he goes, just keep them in a shoebox. He's like, you keep them in a shoebox? And he just goes, yeah, fuck them.
Right. Okay.
When I first heard that joke, Justine, I laughed so hard. I think it's because when you're working in comedy, you hear every joke.
Yeah.
And even new jokes, they're old variations. They're variations of older jokes. And you can see a punchline coming.
Yeah.
So if someone goes, okay, so a blind man goes to the dentist, and you're like, okay, he's blind. And you're working things out ahead of time. So you were always guessing punchlines. When I heard that joke, I literally had no idea
where that was going.
That was the punchline.
Yeah.
And I found it so funny. But then I've heard him say it to 4 other people, and nobody laughed. And now you haven't laughed.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I
Just to note, Hilary, 35 minutes. That could be a good edit point for removing my terrible beat.
Or just add in laughter. I'll give you one similar. See if you enjoy.
Well, just record a laugh there.
Lovely stuff.
So there's a man, and he's making love with his wife, right? But she's not finishing, right? Having shocking difficulty. And so he goes to the doctor anyway to inquire what's going on. And the doctor says to him, this man's name is Steve, right? And he says to Steve, do you have aircon in your house? And he says, we do. And he said, well, you want to turn it off, because if it's too warm in a room, a woman actually can't orgasm.
I would have thought the opposite. Yeah.
Well, there you go. This is the doctor's orders.
He
So
knows.
Steve went home anyway, and he turned off the aircon, and the room was still too warm. His wife was not finishing. So he had a plan. He said, I'll get my friend John in, and I'll get him to wad a towel, right?
To what?
To wave a towel while we're doing it.
Did you say wad a towel? What does that mean?
Like wad it down.
Wad a towel. Okay. Wave a towel. So getting air going.
Yeah, get a bit of air going. What a towel.
Just never heard that phrase.
Who knows? I could have come up with it. But he's doing that anyway, and she's still not finishing. The friend is wadding the towel, and she's still not finishing. So then Steve says, here. And he takes the towel off and he said, we'll swap. So John then starts riding the wife and he's waving the towel.
Okay, you need to finish.
And she comes, and then Steve says to Brent, "No, that's how you wave a towel."
Do you know what? I did see it coming, but I still really enjoyed it. Yeah, I really did enjoy it.
Oh, I hate when that happens to me. I'm halfway through a joke and I'm laughing at the fact that you're like, what the fuck is wrong with this one? And then I just start laughing.
That's how my auntie tells a joke, where she just starts laughing before the punchline.
No, I don't.
You don't get to
if
the
I'm
end
just
of it.
telling a joke, it's fine. But it's just that you were like already like, Jesus, will she get to the fucking point?
So he went to see some bees.
He went to see some bees and...
It's a bit of a busman's holiday.
Was it? Yeah. You know, but he loved it, and I learned all about the bees and the queen bee. And it's not something you'd normally do on a holiday. So I thought, isn't this nice? And it's a bit different, and we got a load of honey at the end of it.
Nice.
And then we went paddleboarding, and that was nice because, Dara's very intelligent about a lot of things. He's like a walking Wikipedia page. Very handy. You don't need a tour guide because he knows all the facts. But when it came to balance, I found his weakness. He's not great at it. He's a tall man.
It's because his big brain.
It's weighing
keeping him off balance.
Yeah.
So you've got big feet and a small head.
I've got big feet. And yeah, like a small
So you'd be
head.
you'd be hard to push over on the paddleboard.
Yeah, so that was what happened. I stayed up. I've paddleboard before as well. I love it.
The teacher was like, she is so steady.
Yeah.
The lady with the big feet and the small head like a peanut. I don't know what Greece people sound like.
Oh, spot on. You have it to a T. But he fell in. He couldn't even stand up.
Yeah,
he could only go to his knees, and he was in the water, in the drink.
You might be a big man on the quiz, boy, but you're not a big man on the ocean.
Yeah. Stick to the land, Dara.
Yeah, boy.
Stick to the land.
Stick to the pub quizzes.
Now, the best moment for me was when we went to a church and we were getting a tour from a priest. I think I was telling you briefly a couple months back about this, but I couldn't give you any details of where it was. So this priest was giving us a tour of this church, and at the very end he was like, I have a present for you. It's in my pocket and it's wet. Don't be afraid. Now,
growing up in Ireland, when a priest says that to you,
it's hard not to be afraid.
You tell daddy.
It was a little... No, you don't tell your daddy. That's what the priest said. He said, don't tell him. So it was a little handkerchief.
This sounds like a joke as well.
I know, but it's not. This was fact. But I'll tell you, I could see, like, it was hard to get out of that room after the interview without laughing. And I was like, tell me everyone else heard the exact same words that I heard.
What was in his pocket?
A little handkerchief that he'd used to wash down a grave. But it was covered in
a little special treat for the Irish girl.
Yeah.
Here, you like this now. I'm after washing a grave there and with a dirty old hanky. Will you? He didn't ask you to put it in the bin or anything. It was a present.
It was a cinnamon smell of it. I don't know. They'd washed it in different scents and things. It smelled lovely.
They have a lot of fancy smells.
Oh, it smelled amazing, cinnamony.
Because I was thinking like, maybe it's holy water or it's a shroud from a saint or something. This is Mother Teresa's hanky.
Yeah.
And I gift it to you.
Yeah.
The virginal Irish girl. So it was a dirty old hanky he used to wash a grave.
It smelled amazing.
The smell doesn't come into it, Justine. It's the fucking purpose of the hanky.
It's a holy smell.
A very holy smell.
But I just thought the words leading up to that were very well chosen.
I mean, he's clearly got great comic timing.
He does, yeah.
He knows how to do a setup.
Yeah, not great at the delivery then. The present wasn't great in the end, but...
So, good old crack, anything else? Anything else funny happened?
They were the highlight moments. Like, the food, a lot of meats, dolmades, those things. It's like fine leaves and there's rice and stuff wrapped up inside them. Who doesn't like food wrapped in more food?
Yeah, I like that.
I'm all about that. Nature's burrito.
I found an interesting story that I thought you'd appreciate from Birmingham.
Oh, yeah. Go on. I have a story for you.
Man claimed he was warming up his chicken in sauna after becoming aroused by pool jets.
And now read that again. That's one of those... You know in school when the teacher would be like, now read it twice. Read the question twice.
Man claimed he was warming up his chicken in sauna after becoming aroused by pool jets.
He was warming his chicken.
He was warming up a chicken.
What are you talking about?
So a man was caught with his pants down in a sauna, claimed to have been warming up his chicken. Oh, his chicken, yeah.
His
a court
chicken.
has heard. Zing Zang Jing, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Jing Zhang, I think, had been for a swim at a university leisure centre when a woman noticed him staring at her from the sauna. The 59-year-old had shorts down to his knees and was touching himself at the time, it's claimed. Prosecutors said he had become aroused by the feeling of the pool jets on his bottom.
Fuck's sake.
Can happen to the best of us, Justine.
Excuse me now, but he's saying an actual chicken he was warming, or is
I
he
think
saying
he
that
was-
as a phrase
I
for
think he
pulling the
was-
wire off himself?
He admitted to touching his private parts, but denied he was masturbating or that it was a sexual act.
Jesus.
In his basis of plea, Zhang said he was cold from having been swimming and put his hands into his shorts to warm his penis.
Oh.
Now, you're in a fucking sauna, mate.
Would you cop on?
How long
now?
is it going to take you to warm up?
I'm warming a chicken. 2 minutes in the microwave. What are you doing bringing it to the sauna?
You're going to get salmonella
Fuck
from
that.
cold
now.
penises.
Yeah. Chlamydia or salmonella.
Some of the jury said there was inconsistencies with his account.
Shocking. I'm shocked to hear that. He seems like a wonderful.
So he's been going to this pool for 20 years. I'd say he's a bit of a rep. So he was staring at a woman through the glass of the sauna, the prosecutor said. The woman said, he stood up, he was looking at me, he pulled his pants down just below his knee, he grabbed his penis, and I could see his hands, they were going up and down. I thought, oh my God. He carried on for 3 to 4 minutes. How cold was this penis? Was it in the freezer?
Would you? Good God, no. I've had enough.
You would heat up a chicken fillet in 3 to 4 minutes with your
that's-
hands. And then a male staff member went in. The woman said, I don't know if it was towards me. I don't know if it was or it wasn't. She asked that she was 100% sure it was sexual. I don't understand what else you could be doing like that. He could, if he offered me an explanation, one that makes sense. Speaking about Zhang's claim was very cold. He said he was in a sauna. It was 100 degrees. She was angry and vulnerable.
God love her.
He added that. Also, a staff member went on the bench. Staff member went in to confront him, said he didn't see the act. He added that the woman looked flustered and pale in the face.
Yeah.
And she told him, I think he's having a wank.
Oh, God.
So when your man went in, he goes, what are you at? And he said, no, it's not what you think it is. It was a shock, to be honest, to see someone doing that in a sauna, having their shorts down. So there you go. It's not the right place to have your hands in your private parts. It's a public area. Kids swim there. It's not appropriate to do so.
That's not right. That's fucking sick now.
So there you go.
I'm glad they prosecute him. It's fucking ridiculous. No time for this nonsense now. That's absolute just.
Do you remember like
behavior.
the rules in swimming pools? Like no diving, no running, no heavy petting.
No warming your chicken.
No warming your chicken. No defrosting.
chicken
No
skewers.
defrosting your fillet. But yeah, the heavy petting, we always used to go, what the hell is heavy petting?
God.
So that must be sort of heavy petting.
It's if you have a big wolfhound. If he's a big
because a wolfhound, you wouldn't pet a wolfhound the same way as you'd pet
wouldn't, they're
like a
little-
chinchilla or
exactly that. They wouldn't feed
or
it.
a corgi.
It'd be wasted on them.
A heavy pet would be wasted on a corgi now.
It
so
would, yeah. But the thing I saw recently, coming up to Valentine's, Card Factory UK have released 2 new cards this Valentine's for my work wife and my work husband. Well, let me tell you, if you want to fight in your household this Valentine's Day, why not get one of those for your co-worker? That is a hit or disaster waiting to happen.
Whatever you do, don't mix them up.
Don't Mother of God, I don't know.
Would you be my work wife?
Would you be? Yeah.
I don't know if we're there yet.
I don't think we're there yet. I don't know if I'm even your work girlfriend yet.
Like work acquaintance.
Work acquaintance. Colleague.
Work colleague is fine.
Unless
Firm handshake. Actually, don't get me anything on Valentine's Day.
No, I had zero intention. Sure, you're away, Thief. This when would I give it to you? I think unless you're self-employed, don't be buying those cards.
Yeah.
If you're self-employed, you can get yourself a work wife card. Fair enough.
Love
but
yourself.
Yeah,
I don't see that as
I think
as a big seller.
No, but they've broken up relationships. You know now. Sorry, not you personally, but
The fuck you supposed to mean by that?
I mean, I've been in bloody offices, and you can look at people thinking, well, there's something more going on than work between those two.
A Jim and a Pam situation.
A Jim and a Pam scenario. Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's right.
You know, yeah.
Took them long enough to sort that out, though.
They had to stay late after work.
Season 4 before anything happened there.
Yeah. So I just don't think. And I
So
know.
if you want to piss off your wife this Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
head on down to
Card Factory
and buy a card for your work wife.
Yeah. It's absolutely ludicrous. I'm against it. I'm not a
can't
fan
see
of
it.
Valentine's anyway.
No, I don't like Valentine's.
I hate it.
Do you?
I do. It's like
I hate it.
I hate it.
So I do.
I do, and it's not because I'm desperately alone, Kevin. That has nothing to do with it.
That's probably a main reason.
No, it's not. I don't like flowers. I get cringe. Oh my god, flowers make me so awkward. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Why did you give me this dead thing to let it die in my house? What am I meant to do with this? And then I'm meant to
What would you
pretend I
prefer,
like
a
the
cat or
smell.
something?
A dog. A cat. I hate cats.
So you'd like for Valentine's Day somebody to buy you a dog?
Well, yeah. Yeah, that'd be great. But I don't like it.
There's a tip for all you boys out there. If
No,
you want to
please-
make
no,
an impression, there's going to be fucking
No,
20 dogs outside your house.
I have no place for the dogs. Please don't get me a dog. You can get me a teddy dog, but I'm not going to
What
get
about
a
a
dog.
Tamagotchi?
And I don't hate cats. I just wouldn't have one. You know what I mean?
I get
I
you.
don't want any harm put to the cat. Just want to clarify that. It's just dogs are my animal.
I get you.
Yeah. But so don't get me a card for Valentine's, Kevin. I won't get you one. And listeners, don't get us anything. Do you know what you can give us for Valentine's Day? Your ears. And you listen into this episode. That is the best gift you could give us.
Oh, what a lovely way to round up the episode.
Not nice.
Justine, this has been lovely.
It has been
Have you
lovely.
any announcements to make?
Happy Valentine's Day to you and your work wife.
I hope you have a lovely romantic day.
Yeah.
Don't go to a restaurant. Pat Kenny was talking today on the radio about going to restaurants on Valentine's Day, and he goes, it can be a rather depressing place because a lot of the time the couples in the restaurant don't want to even look at each other.
I'll tell you what, I'm dreading on social media on Friday. All those fucking desserts where people are pouring chocolate over those balls.
Yeah,
I'm
shove your
sick of it.
balls up your hole.
Yeah, keep it to yourselves.
Fucking let it melt up there. Let it diffuse the chocolate inside your lower
warm your
intestine.
chicken and your chocolate balls.
Shelf your chocolate balls.
No, that's
the way.
it. It's all out.
That's probably a good way to keep your calories down as well. Because I imagine
Put it up your arse.
Put up your arse.
Yeah.
Would it
And
release?
edema,
release?
is that what they call them?
You're thinking of MDMA.
Yes. Yeah. Great for Valentine's Day.
Blow it up your ass.
Love everything.
You have been lovely. Thank you to our producer Hilary and to Damo Dagger for providing us with a theme tune. Justine, this has been lovely.
It has been lovely.
Happy Valentine's Day, folks.
Good luck now.
This show is part of the HeadStuff Podcast Network, a hub for the creative and the curious. Shows are produced in association with HeadStuff and the Podcast Studios Dublin. Find out more or become a member at headstuffpodcasts.com.